Yo ho, Franky Bros. This is MrCuttyFlam sailing in, bringing another review slash rant slash summary of One Piece 702. Now, this chapter, pretty fast paced, but very interesting. A lot of setup. A lot of setup. Not the most, I mean, a lot of people were like, this is a very crazy, exciting one. In my opinion, I don't like to rate them on 1 to 5, but if I did, I'd probably give it like a 2.5. And it's not to say it's bad. It's just because nothing really happened except for us realizing the predictions that we made partly coming true. Now, when we start the chapter, we see Caribou on the cover page. And there's a man on a flag with these revolutionaries, these farmhands, and all these other workers. And I believe it says Garbara or something like that. Basically looks like Che Guevara, basically. And I'm like, what the hell? Who the hell is this dude? And why does he look like Caribou? And I'm like, you know, you gotta think of all these stupid, you know, conclusions, this and that. Like, does this guy have some connection to Caribou in some way? Or was it maybe Caribou before he decided to be a pirate? Or it's just some dude who just, through happenstance, looks exactly like Caribou. I'm like, what the fuck? Where is this dude coming from? I don't know. But either way, it's here, people. The tournament is engaging. It's One Piece, so you know it can't go like we think it will, but let's start this chapter off. So basically when we start off, we're in the Acacia, I'm going to call it the Acacia Bar and Grill, where all this drama went down, where they have the big hole in the ground made by the blind samurai, who we know nothing about at this point. And basically the old man, he uses a walking stick to get around. So you actually know he's really blind. He can't see shit. And basically, Sanji thinks that this dude's probably an ability user. And even Zoro agrees. He's like, yo, he probably is. Like, I don't know what kind, but I'd like to know. And I'm like, damn, you know? And as he's leaving, it's really interesting. He apologizes to the owner, and he tells him to send an invoice to some address. And the bartender, the owner of the bar, he freaks the fuck out. He's like, it's you? You? I was just like, oh shit, okay, I don't know who this guy is. I mean, everyone's saying he's an admiral. He might be an admiral. Me personally, I'm like, meh, I don't know. If he is, that's cool. But I just feel like maybe not. Maybe there's more to this guy than we know. I mean, only in the sense where, how the fuck did he get there so fast? Like, how did he get, I don't know where he was on the Grand Line or the New World in that. But in my brain, I'm like, how did this guy get there that fast? Like, they just found out in the newspaper. They didn't even know Mr. Hotz. While they were still heading to Dressrosa / Greenman, they didn't even know what was going to be the outcome of all this, or what they were going to do with Cece if it didn't end up working out the way they thought it was going to, and he didn't denounce his position. So I'm like, damn, this guy, I guess he's an admiral, but if he is, that means he had to be right by Dressrosa to begin with. Unless because he's a samurai, he's a Wano dweller or something that lives there most of the time. I don't know exactly. I'm just making assumptions here. And he ended up getting there fairly quick because of that? I guess? Maybe? Sorta? I don't know. It's a little confusing to me. But basically, Luffy tells the old man he's very strong. And he wants to know who he is. And the old man tells him, he's like, for your sake and mine, that's better left unsaid. And I'm just like, wow, okay. I don't think he knows who Luffy is. Everyone's like, he can't tell Luffy because then, you know, he'll be like, I have to capture you. But I don't think, he can't fucking see. And these men have not done anything to display abilities or powers around him. They've still been keeping it low-key. But it might just be like, alright, I'm an admiral on a mission. I gotta, you know, hush-hush about this shit because I can't talk about it. But, or he just could be maybe some infamous dude, like, you know, Sanji was saying or something. Like, even Zoro's like, he's no ordinary man, but that's no surprise. He put a fucking hole, like 30 feet by 30 feet in the fucking bar and grill. Like, this guy means fucking business, whoever he is. He's not someone to mess around with. Now, basically, I thought it was cute. After he says this, Luffy's like stumped by it. Like, he even has to like lift up his glasses to get like a better look at the dude. He's just like, and even Sanji's like just silent for a minute. He's like, I don't even know how to add to this right now. This dude is super about it. Like, that's some real samurai shit. Like, in the episode that came out this week, Brooke almost had one of those moments where he was like, I can't tell you who I am. I'm Brooke! So it's just like, alright, Brooke, I got you. But this dude, excuse me, this dude means business. Now, basically, after that, the people in the bar start to notice there's a watch, a wallet, a bag, stuff has gone missing. And Sanji thinks like old man might be a pickpocket. He's like, yo, this old dude swindled us when the debris, you know, was up in the air and shit, and all this nonsense was going down. Did something happen? Like, fuck. So basically, one of the dude tells them, they're like, don't worry about it. If the fairies do this, this is just what they do. Just you better off just forgetting about it. And then Zoro notices that Shuusui is missing, and he freaks the fuck out. He's like, yo, one of my blades is gone. And Kinemon is also like, oh shit, that's the treasure of the Wano country, dude. You can't, like, no, we need that shit now. We have to get that back. And yeah, I guess these fairies, they're hard at work. And I thought it was funny because Zoro mentions he thinks for a second that the fairies might be a crime syndicate. And I was like, oh shit, I doubt they're a crime syndicate, but they're obviously thieves. For what reason I don't know, but they're allowed to do what they want. Basically, I mean, I don't know, I didn't like this part too much, but I guess the puppet explains to them that these fairies have free reign to do as they please. Nobody stops them. I don't know if you remember, I think he said for like hundreds of years or something, or as far back as he can remember. I don't know how fucking old this puppet is. I don't, there are generations and generations of puppets. Like, if that's the case, then Doflamingo has nothing to do with these puppets anymore. And something greater than that. But essentially, even Kinemon, he yells at Zoro, and he blames him, and he tells him, like, yo, like, when this is all said and done, I'm gonna do you for that shit. Like, I want that shit. And I remember it was funny, because Zoro's like, my blade's missing, and he's like, it's not your blade. It's like, it belongs to the Wano country or whatever. So I'm like, damn, Kinemon, you know, he's still got all these secrets and shit, and he's still feeling some sort of way towards Zoro. And I'm like, damn, I mean, alright, I mean, you're already in the crew temporarily right now, dude, take it down a notch. Fuck, I mean, we're gonna go to Wano country anyway, I guess after Zo. So, to slow your roll a little bit. Basically, Zoro, he senses with, I'm gonna assume, observation hockey. He senses his blade. There's like a little tung in his brain on like some like, Hunter, I just sensed you across the room. Except, you know, they use the wavy lines and that. And he just, like, oh shit, that's my blade. Getting taken out the window right now. And then, but he even mentions how the fairy got a little greedy. Because we see another bag and the blade, but the blade is stuck in the window. Excuse me. It can't go all the way through. So they're like, fuck. I'm like, yo, these fairies are greedy. They're actually a thing. They're not just some random myth. They actually exist. We didn't get to see who they are or what they are carrying these things out, but we did see the other stuff, so that means they did take the other people's things as well as the blade, and maybe the fairies were in the bar the whole time? I mean, maybe they just found an opportunity to sneak in there when everyone was distracted and shit, but for the most part, they were probably in that motherfucker, or maybe they're all over the place, and they're just really, really slick thieves or something, or just like, I don't know, like, you know how there's birds who like to steal shiny shit? Like, here's a terrible example. But in Pokemon, Murkrow, they like shiny objects. So a lot of the times people think they get robbed in Pokemon, when in actuality it's just they left like gold or silverware out, and the Murkrow's like, Murkrow! And then just takes that shit and leaves. So maybe the fairies are just obsessed with like junk or other people's shit or something. Or I don't know exactly. They're just trying to piece this puzzle together. But basically, while this is happening, Zoro sprints after his sword, and while this is happening, there's still a woman dancing. But you can look, there's like a lady like doing like some twirls and shit. Like, I'm like, damn, they really do have relentless, passionate dancing. Like, they don't stop, and they don't even stop until Sanji yells at him, because Zoro just books it out that bitch. Excuse me, and he's like, yo, we don't have time for this. We don't have time for your dookie ass sense of direction. We need to keep to the plan. So he runs after Zoro, and then, oh God, fucking Kinemon runs after them. He's like, oh, I can't let my blade, the blade of the Wano country, whatever, be sullied by another individual, this and that. And so he runs after them, and then Luffy's like, oh yeah, that seems real fun. So he runs after them, and I'm just like, oh fuck. But Franky got the boy. He stopped him. He stopped him. He's like, no, 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 no. I've dotted my I's and crossed my T's. Have a little faith in me, please. I can do this. My boy CuttyFlam got that shit down packed. Now, after Luffy tries to follow them, we cut to the streets of Acacia, where Franky and Luffy have cornered some dude, and I like this. I like this because Franky is still a gutter ass dude. He's still a thug. Like Luffy's a thug too. Like he's a cool dude, but they are just thug ass dudes where they're literally just like, what is that? I need to punch it to get some answers? I guess so. Like, like they do what needs to be done. And these guys are scumbags anyway, so fuck them, right? Now, while they're out there, they have this dude cornered. It's one of the dudes that the old man, it's a guy who I believe his glasses were broken from the weight or the gravity or whatever. And it's really funny because I guess maybe there could be different kinds of weights, like maybe fruits or whatever ability. But we've already seen a kilo fruit, which was Mr. Five's partner's fruit, where she could change the gravity or density. Yeah, I believe it's gravity of herself. I don't know if it's other objects, but I'm going to assume that as well. I mean, it might just be herself personally, but maybe this dude can do the opposite and just change the gravity in certain areas, because that shit was buck as fuck. And basically, while they're talking to this dude, Franky he finds out that this flunky was given direct orders to hunt down the samurai. And I'm like, damn, okay, so maybe these are the same group of dudes who took out Fukabushu or whatever. I mean, sorry, that's not his name. That's what's the job? Whatever. The dude, Kinemon's friend. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name right now. Maybe they captured that dude. And basically, he doesn't seem to know where anything is. He says, I don't know as much as an S for smile or an F for factory. I'm like, alright, this dude is pretty clueless. Even Luffy notices. Like, if Luffy notices you're useless, you're probably pretty useless. He's just like, yo, this guy's useless, Franky. Even about his own crew, he doesn't know shit. So, after that, Franky, he's just like, well, you know what, tell me where the big fish are. I don't have time for small fries like you. You're nothing right now. Obviously, you can see the dude is whimpering just from Franky punching the wall over him. And, basically, I thought it was funny because, little side note, Franky to me looks like he could be a toy anyway. Like, honestly, if dude took off all the disguise and the mask, I believe his design is based off a design, the technology Vegapunk did when he was a child. So, I mean, Franky looks like some play robot thing. He's got, like, over-exaggerated shoulders and dramatically sized arms, and the only thing normal on the dude is his legs, and now they got, like, metal, like, shit on those. So, I mean, the dude, he kind of looks like a toy. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of funny. Another random note. I thought, I guess he got rid of his centaur mode, because if you guys remember, his body separated, and he, like, got, like, 4 legs or some shit they used a lot with the, Anno's Lobby arc. And, basically, I guess he got rid of that. I think it would have been interesting if he became a centaur with the other centaurs in Punk Hazard, but he didn't. He just kind of fucking was Tank Franky, which is nothing wrong with that. I was just like, alright, I guess he was like, this is stupid. But whatever, he doesn't have it anymore. But anyway, yeah, the flunky, he tells them, he's like, yo, just head to the Coliseum. Everyone's going to the Coliseum. If you want to meet some bigwigs, I don't know why you'd want to, but just head to that motherfucking Coliseum, and you will find everything. He also tells them that there's some badass prize involved. He's like, yo, I'd give an arm and a leg for her. He's like, when I heard about it, I almost shat myself. I'm like, damn, like this prize is a big deal. And Luffy still thinks it's mouthwatering meat from the mango guy. I was just like, oh, come on, Luffy. Like, Luffy can butcher some names. That boy can take some names and just wreck them. Like, instead of D-Fla Mango, he's just like, where's that mango guy? And I'm just like, oh, God, Luffy, I love you, man. I love you, but fucking egg. Basically, after that, we cut to the Dressrosa Corrida Coliseum, baby. We're here. The tournament is starting to kick off, whatever it may be. Hopefully, it actually gets some shit in sway. Basically, when we start off, we see a kid out there with his robot friend. They're being shot at with a pop gun by a soldier. He's like, no kids allowed in here. You can't come in here, bitch. This is not for you. And I think it was funny. He mentions a Thunder Brigade, if I remember right. He's like, oh shit, the Thunder Brigade is here. So there's obviously this Coliseum is a well-known thing where there are people who have consistently, I'm going to assume, attended it. It consists of other people other than just the Don Quixote family that get introduced. And basically, there's a fat Roman dude-looking soldier announcing about the prize, and he's talking about Ace and what he's done. He's a 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates, and fucking son of the Pirate King, and all this other shit. He can level battleships with a single punch, and Ace is buck. I mean, it's really messed up sometimes when I think of Ace, where I think he was really fucked up during Marineford, so he could only put in so much effort. But generally, dude's a badass. He was pure fire. I mean, when you put him next to, Aquino, you're like, alright, well, that's magma, duh. But I mean, same thing with Monet. Monet had some beast-ass ability. We don't even know what happened to her fruit. Whatever happened to Smiley? Like, what happened to that fruit? I don't know. It's very interesting. Very interesting. We have no idea what happened to their fruit. And, basically, he reveals the prize to be the Mirror No Me. Crowd goes apeshit. The crowd goes apeshit. Dudes are like, holy fuck, Logias are the strongest powers. People are like, this is a ridiculous prize. Oh my god, I gave anything for this. Like, it's still buck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you play ice and magma to snow and fire, they don't seem like too much. But I believe if you know how to use them and hockey becomes involved, that shit don't matter. You're still like an element to be reckoned with. So, basically, the announcer, he tells the gladiators, I guess, who the people are going to be fighting against. I don't think they're going to be fighting each other. Are members of the Don Quixote family. So we get people like, what the fuck is that guy's name? Senor Pink, not Senor, I did not see an I in there. It just seems to be Senor Pink, who looks like a big ass baby man. He got a pinky, but he's got a bitch on his side. He's got a bad broad. And I say that like that because if you're dealing with the Don Quixote family, I got no respect for you. Yeah. You're nothing. Don't worry about that. And then we got Dellinger, who looks to be, they have a horn hat on. Looks like a girl. I could be wrong. They could be very androgynous. But generally it looked to be like a girl who had a giraffe print shirt on. And then under her, we got Leo G. Leo G. Who's this old dude who everybody knows looked like one of those fucking girls. So I even had to go watch an episode to make sure this dude was not that girl. So he's not. But the dude is definitely old as fuck and probably has as much skill and wisdom to go along with it. And then we get, I guess his name is Mach Vice or Mach Vice? I don't know. They were like, Vice! So, I mean, I'll just call him Vice for the time being. I don't know. I'm probably butchering his name. But, yeah, and then we get the reigning champion, who is, of course, Diamant. Or Diamant. I don't know. People say Diamante. I just say Diamant. I don't know. It sounds closer to Diamond. I'm probably wrong. But fuck it. Basically, oh yeah. The old man is sitting in the stands of the Coliseum. He's there, watching. So, that means he literally went from the bar to the Coliseum. Like, he didn't waste much time. He wasn't, bullshitting around. He did bump into some people. I believe I mentioned this on the way out of the bar. He was like, I'm sorry, excuse me. He seemed a little clumsy. Maybe that's a part of his character trait. I don't know. Probably not get too much out of it. Like with Virgo, with the food stuck to his face. That was never really explained. It was just like he had a quirk, I guess. I was like, alright, cool, I'll take it. Fuck it, I'll take it. And then we cut back to the streets of Acacia, where Luffy's being told by this flunky, or he's like reiterating what he's been heard, that the winning prize is Ace's Mirror No Me. And Luffy's face looks pretty somber, I'm not gonna lie. He just kind of looks like, oh, no, Ace's Devil Fruit's here. Oh, okay. Like, he didn't seem to be like, Ace's Devil Fruit! Or maybe it's Luffy, so who knows, maybe it'll kick in later. But generally, he didn't seem that crazy shocked about it. So I'm like, fuck it, whatever. Luffy can do what he wants, I guess. I don't know what's gonna happen with this tournament. The last time Luffy was even kind of in a tournament was when he was on, if any of you guys remember, on Amazon Lily, when he had to fight that big-ass panther, and then he had to fight the Snake Sisters. just for Margaret, and I guess respect or whatever. But yeah, that was like the only time Oda's ever even kind of done a slight sort of tournament arena event that I can recall. And I'm like, damn, you know, this arena looks big, but every time Luffy gets into fights, he kind of changes the terrain around him. Like, when I think of a mean-ass fight, I always go to Thriller Bark. Like, yo, they fucked shit up. Granted, Oars was big as fuck messing shit up, but, like, they left a disgusting path of destruction behind them. Like, anywhere they go, all on Park, destroyed a building. Fucking, you go to Eno's lobby. Eno's lobby, that shit was, like, cut in half, literally, even though that was the result of Kaku trying to fight Zoro. That shit was like messed up, and then it ended up getting destroyed entirely with the Buster Call. Fucking, you can go to the Jaya arc when they go up to meet Eno when they're in Skypiea, excuse me, and that left just stupid amounts of destruction. It's just like anywhere they go, shit gets fucked up. So I'm just like, maybe by the end of this Coliseum won't even be standing anymore. Like, it won't even be a Coliseum anymore. It'll just be fucking rubble or some shit. So, I mean, I don't know. But basically, yeah, that's chapter 702 in a nutshell. If you guys have any thoughts, ideas, predictions, of what you guys think is going to happen, who's going to match up with who in the tournament, if the other Straw Hats are going to meet up. We still do not know what the fuck is going on with, Brook and Nami and Zoro. Brook, Nami, Robin, Momo, Law, Usopp, all those crews. The other two crews we haven't. Usually, I thought Oda was gonna, you know, break it up between people. You know, each chapter usually gives something for each of them, but this time he was just like, you know, we're getting more and more tournaments. So who knows? Next month maybe we'll get more tournament, or maybe we'll get to see what Law's up to. I'd really like to see them on their attempt to green bit, and if it's actually going to be that hard or difficult, or if it's just going to be a drop off. Because I don't know. I think that'd be very interesting. But overall, yep. That's all I gotta say today. Alright, yo ho, Franky Bros. This is MrCuttyFlam, sailing out. See you when I see you.